Alright guys, so welcome to today. We have Oren McLaughlin from the Grammar Guru. Welcome, Oren. How are you?
Thank you very much. I'm good, boss. How are you doing?
Good, yeah.
All's good on our side. All's
That's
good.
good. So Oren's from Grammar Guru. So give us a quick introduction, Oren, about what it is and what you're about.
So basically, myself and my good friend from home, Colin Ferry, we know each other since we've been five. First mates in primary school, come a long way, seen the man get married, have two kids, still here. Basically, we were talking one night, getting a catch up because I'm in Abu Dhabi, he's back home in Derry. So basically, we were chatting, and like he was telling me he just wrote a fantasy book. He was asking me, what do you think of it? Get a read of it and stuff. Basically, we were chatting about all the idea, and we were saying the main problem with like actually going to write a book these days is basically
Um,
not many people do a lot of reading anymore. All audiobooks, you lose your grammar, your punctuation, spelling. So we were like, what if like, we're just chatting? How could we make this process a lot easier? And we've seen the likes, obviously there's the likes of Grammarly and stuff out there. They can correct
mm,
your grammar, do everything. But what if you could integrate all that with AI? And what if you could actually
yeah.
make this a lot easier for people? You could give them suggestions and stuff. So we started to mess around, and I'm not going to lie, that man is a wizard at tech, like absolute wizard.
Yeah.
He works for a big company, Newell, and basically they build all the tools for other people to build their software. So
Okay.
basically, they're the software gods. So how I can describe it. But he told me all of this is possible, and we were like, "But who can we help?" So we started off with just writers, but then I'm teaching out here,
Mm,
and like, well, firstly, I know you've done a bit of teaching yourself too, and it's like, right, what do we need? Lesson plans were slated. Who likes to do
yeah.
them? And it was better yet. What if we could get lesson plans with differentiation? What if we could get something, took everybody's work, actually corrected it for you, done all the feedback, done all my teachers' comments for me, could prepare
Yeah.
slideshows, all of that handy. At the time, I was also doing my PGCA. So it was like, right, I'm a student. What do I need? Give me all the information on the topic. Give me writing prompts. So if I give you what this is on, here is exactly what you should do it on. Here's your thesis statement. Everything already there for you. Anything you say, you need to back it up. What if we had quotes with references already there? Like, what if I actually need to look something up, a good source, all the references done for you? So handy. By the way, works for degrees. Just saying.
Uh,
But after that, then because he done the writing, he was saying, what would we need? Like character profiles, dialogue, scenes. You start to hit a writer's block. We built the next excerpt. Basically, let it text what you've wrote, and it'll give you the next paragraph based on what you just give us. Like
Right.
even after that, what do we all do? We're all working professionals, so
Mm,
what will make our lives easier? Better CV, write your emails for you. You need to do a conference talk, everything already there. No, honestly, like anything we could think of, we were doing based on our own needs. What's something that we can use to basically let us get back to what counts? Right.
mm,
So, there is a plagiarism check, and we do have Ask the AI. Ask the AI is basically what ChatGPT does, bar we already have all the prompts pre-laid out in one place. This was just an extra, but for anything we mightn't have thought of.
yeah. That's amazing, man. That's
yeah,
some story to come up with a product like that as well. So
yeah.
like, did that? How did that conversation happen? Like, how did you guys come upon like, oh, let's start doing a grammar guru? Really, how did that happen from that conversation?
To be honest, like it was just more a case of right. Both of us are very ambitious. Like two of us, no word of a lie. Everybody, I don't know many people is not in debt, so we're all trying to do something to get out of
Mm,
debt. Essentially, we were like, but what if we could just give it a go, find something that's so unique that it'll set us apart from somebody else? It's like, no, I will admit he is the tech player. He knows exactly what he wants to do. But
yeah,
where my skill sets was, I always was good with marketing, good with networking. So the two of us is like, let's throw it together. And it might be something. It mightn't be anything at all. But at least we know if we were to try it, we go at it proper, we could make something of it. So far, it's
Yeah,
going well. I mean, can't complain there.
yeah.
yeah, no.
How long has it been going now, Oren?
It's been going since about February or so, lad. But I mean, seeing those few months, like the traction has been unreal. Like even back home, especially, couldn't ask for that support there. We had free local newspapers writing up. We're on the BBC foil chatting to them. Like we've done talks in schools. He done one in our old secondary school. I done one my school out here. He's been on a few podcasts. We taken everything about it. Class, honestly.
Very good, very good. But Owen, prior to you both of you have come together, a couple of ideas. What were you trying to do your own things on the side before that there, or what?
Absolute bellboy, sir. So basically, this is actually my third go at having a business. So my first one was actually, that was my pride and joy, but it fell apart. Because we were doing, basically me and three other lads started a company called Helping Hands. And it was they actually help like parents of children with autism. That was my job for about 10 years. Basically, I understood my whole job was identify traits, identify difficulties. How can we actually make strategies to help all of that? Basically, I absolutely loved it. We were like, but either people get information or they get products, but they never know the two of them together. So me and myself and the lads, we were trying to work at it. We were trying to integrate all the information of why this would be good, the actual e-commerce side, to actually start to link up with the products. But in truth, we rushed way too quick on that, and it just fuzzled out. I mean, I actually moved to Abu Dhabi because one of the lads out here, Kevin, he was out here, and I thought, oh, geez, if I come out to hit him, the lad I live with now, Avani, he moved out here as well because he was thinking, geez, if we come out here, we're going to do it. But real life catches up. It didn't work that well. Like, that was business number one that fell apart. But I wouldn't say it was ever a failure, Lou. I'd say I learned a lot from it. And by the time I came back around, I started a second business called Accountability Academy. Basically, that was just me trying to take every motivational book I've ever wrote and start to and start to put it out there to help motivate people. Kind of same type of thing you're doing here. You want to help inspire people. So I started to link books and everything, doing it as an Amazon affiliate to that. And that was kind of going, all right, I will pick back up on that at some stage. But when Grammar Guru came along, did you ever just get that feeling, this is right, I need to go after that? And that's what it's been so far. And inshallah, it all keeps up.
Yeah, sorry, I that froze there for me, so I just missed the end of that. Did that freeze for you there, no?
No,
okay,
not my side.
There, no, sorry.
No.
Live stream. Sorry there, guys.
Don't worry at all that.
Going to reduce the quality here for me.
But so, Oren, during that period before you started Grammar Guru, did you have any struggles or any, times where you're hitting, maybe you're at the bottom of the barrel or whatever, and you weren't really getting anything out of it?
Absolutely. I mean, to be honest, see, even the fact I'm sitting in Abu Dhabi now, I'm going after all this is amazing. Honestly, it was like, let's flashback pre-COVID, just before any of these business ventures started, was I had just moved back home from Belfast to Derry. I had broken up with my girlfriend 5 years, mad debt, basically, and like I was looking after my grandfather that was dying at the time. Basically, no ambitions, no nothing. Everything was going downhill. Got anxiety, depressed, and I was listening to a book. I don't know if you've ever listened to it, but David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. But the man is a unit of a man, and his mindset, I started listening to it, and basically you hear where he came from, everything he done. It's like, well, shit, if that man can come from there and his story is 10 times fucking worse than mine, why can't I do it? What's stopping me? And that one wee bit, that glimmer made me go, right, I'm made for more, I'm going to do it. And despite how many times those businesses, things didn't work out, didn't go well, one thing I knew is it doesn't matter if this is going to happen overnight. You have to lower the expectation of it. But once I started to lower it down, I was like, I am going to get there. I'm on the right path, and I know I will. Even now, things are going very well. I know they can go a lot better, and I know that it's going to go better. I trust in it. But mindset, that's everything.
Yeah, like you're talking about mindset there, Oren. Like, is that a huge thing that you've changed when you look back now, like 5, 6 years later? Is that a huge thing that you've changed yourself, or is there a lot more to it than just change your mentality towards it?
Honestly, I'd say mindset was most of the things, but I'm sure even though you two lads working together, you're doing this, you probably know yourselves. One of the most important thing is probably your environment, the people around you. Are they hyping you the fuck up or like bringing you down? And like basically, once you start to establish that for yourself, is like, I mean, change your surroundings, change your mindset. Like, I mean, I had so many things go wrong when I was younger. I mean, honestly, like too many things, like very broken home. But one thing I did realize is like you can't look forward looking behind you. So if I keep letting all these things pull me down, if I don't do something about it, then I'm just going to be another person from back home that never aspired to anything. And I mean, where I come from, it's no secret. I mean, if you know many people from Derry, they'll probably tell you it's a very broken, damaged place. You got a lot of young males, suicide, drugs everywhere. I mean, you have a choice, do something about it or become part of that and never escape. So I'd say, like, yeah, mindset change definitely, and that's what makes me want to reach further. But do I ever actually start that? I mean, change the people I was hanging around with, change it. No, even the fact we met out here in Abu Dhabi, we were in uni with each other beforehand. We enjoyed the crack. We definitely partied way too hard. But I seen how he could start to change himself. And I remember he was mad on the Forex. He was doing all this trading. And it made me go, right, I mightn't trust someone else with my money, but I do trust me. What can I do? And then that's when I started to get thinking, none of this happened overnight. This is years in the making. Like,
yeah, it is a very long. It is trying to get like a side hustle, side business started up. Like it is, it doesn't just happen overnight. Like it's a lot of hard graft. Like like you said there, like this is your third business trying. Like I'm on. I think I started off doing photography when I came over here. Bought a drone, bought a camera. Made this Instagram account, thought it was fancy, got like Adobe, yeah, all that, and then COVID hit, and just went from there and went on to another, and then I went to like advertising for brunches and restaurants here in Abu Dhabi, and now I'm on to about 2 years ago. I started doing social media marketing myself, which is going good. Doing it with a full-time job it's difficult. It is. It's very hard, and especially when you're teaching and the after hours you have to put in as well. It is tough, and like plan is hopefully this is the last one and the final one that hopefully will work out. That's the long-term plan. But like you said, it is like it's a lot of hard graft, and a lot of it is about who you surround yourself with, isn't it?
oh, absolutely. Like, it's good to hear. Like, I mean, you're one of the few small percentage of people that ever is actually willing to do something about it. Like, I'm glad to hear it. I have also seen you promoting those pages. You were very good at it.
Yeah,
bad idea, Abu Dhabi.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. But yeah, hard to monetize that. It's do you know what? Just talking about that is it's actually very difficult to get that monetized, and unless you have those contacts and those people, yeah, it's a struggle. Getting those both parties going was always quite difficult. But no, we'll try to stick with this social media, and hopefully people are enjoying these conversations. You guys now, you've been started since February, you were saying. Have you heard any stories back from any of your any of your customers, anyone who's using Heavy? Like, what's your most memorable story that you've been told or that has been shared with you from a customer by using Grammar Guru? Like, is it very basic, or?
We've had quite a few. I would say probably the main one actually came after. We have a saying in Derry: a shy Wayne gets no sweets. A Wayne is a wee one. So like, I basically thought, right, if I'm going to do something about this, time to put yourself out of the comfort zone. I actually went to my principal, like in my school, and sat him down and said, "Look, you're basically you want your school to perform the absolute best it can. You want your teachers to be in line with the future, basically keeping it modernized. So whenever I was doing that with him, basically showed him exactly how we could do all this, and basically watching him with his eyes sitting wide open, being like, this is great. Like, I would happily use this. How's about we give you a PD session, you deliver us to your whole school, and we'll buy a few accounts off you. No, again, like, it's different. I teach every day. I have no problem teaching, but standing up in a room full of 80, 90 of your colleagues and trying to deliver this and show them it working. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I still have one or two comments, mostly about my accent. Apologies for that.
It's okay.
But whenever I did stand up, basically they were all amazed with it. And I'd say, even though the school bought a few accounts, after that, we had a load of teachers individually sign up by themselves.
That's all it takes.
That's the highlight.
Yeah.
That was what we thought. Even if nobody bought it after that, at least they will remember it. And that's all we were going for.
And like, have from those teachers themselves, do you know of any ripple effect from them, word of mouth going on from there? Have more teachers? I'm assuming this is your school here in Abu Dhabi, yeah?
Yeah, it's my school in Abu Dhabi. Absolutely, it has. I mean, I've had a few approach me. Actually, one very random one, an Arabic art teacher approached me, and she was basically saying how, oh yes, after your talk, I actually went and I showed my brother, and my brother and his friends have started to sign up. I mean, it's been strange. Even I've ran on the people I went to uni with. And they were in Dubai. They're actually living out in Doha. They're telling me how they all started hearing about it out there. And they're like, geez, we went to uni with him.
Yeah, that's
so it's strange, like, honestly.
Yeah. No, like, it makes you feel great about it as well, doesn't it? Like, it makes it feel worthwhile. People are talking positive about something that you've started. So that's unbelievable. Yeah. Since February, have you faced any obstacles with growing the business, putting it out there on Instagram and things like that? Have you started TikToks? Like, how did you research all that? How did you get all that going?
So basically, no, we use Meta mainly. So Instagram, Facebook, we use Twitter quite a lot, and we do use TikTok. We've ran ads on Snapchat. We have put videos on YouTube, but those three are our main three. Probably most free use social media anyway, Facebook and Instagram and that, but TikTok. But to be honest, I mean, to get an idea more than anything to start off with, we actually would have used things like Meta Library, where you can go through and you can see what way other people are trying to run those ads. What are they doing that's getting their like AI, like basically tools? How are they promoting it? How are they showing it? So, either if it was them talking, actually actively showing it and stuff, is we were using all those. Then we started to run ads on all of those platforms. They are surprised. Twitter is actually the best they run ads, 100%. A lot more people see it, value for money, and a lot more link clicks off of it. But obviously, you want to be active on every platform that you can be. But yeah, there's been a lot of challenges. I feel like we weren't naive by this stage because we've both had like past ventures. So basically, when we come out here and we try this, it's not going to happen overnight. It would be very silly of us to think that. But I mean, by this stage, we're definitely doing a lot better, and we're very lucky. When I go home now in the summer, not just platforms, we're going to try for actual word of mouth. And we've actually been working alongside local MPs back home.
Okay.
And very lucky that we've got a good network that way. And we've been getting CEOs, emails, numbers and stuff. And basically, there's a business term, find an itch and scratch it. So basically, we're looking at their companies. We're seeing what do they need, how can we make their life easier, and basically make them an offer that it's very hard to refuse. We can give them business accounts, we can give them discounts, whatever it is, but as long as we can get them on board, we understand how powerful that would be for us.
Yeah.
You take anything at the start.
No, you would. That's amazing to hear that story as well, that like you've a huge summer ahead of you by the sounds of it. You're on about a company. Was it the first one you started up? Was it Helping Hands?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was the
talk to
one.
you about that. Yeah, like you said, you made a big mess there with starting it up, that you weren't ready. Can you talk us through how that went?
So basically, we kind of ventured between a few different ideas of businesses, and
Mm,
that was my actual career at the time. Do you know, I was a key worker where I went on identify their traits, behaviors. I worked with very challenging behavior with autism. Basically, we were attacked every day, and I was leading the teams to go on. So it was, how do you minimize all of this? How do you give them the best chance to identify triggers, traits? I mean, small things from identifying when an eyebrow drops, or no, if they're slightly discolored that day, if they have a problem with waiting.
mm,
But how could you make solutions for all that? So that's where the company basically came from. They help parents that, I was trained in all this. I was trained to do all that. But the problem was like, I knew three lads we started to work with, and basically I knew one of them. He was in Abu Dhabi, as in Derry, very good with numbers, knew how to build me things. I knew he could build me a website, and knew he could like work with getting orders and everything sorted. So like I can see a lot of potential in people, and I'm big enough to recognize that I'm not going to have every skill set. People can
mm,
do things better than me. That's 100%. But I seen he could do that 100%. And another lad, he was like living in London, such natural God given charisma. That man could sell me anything. I mean, you ever see Wolf of Wall Street and they're holding the pen?
pen.
That man could sell you that pen. And I knew that. So it was like, if I start to pull all these boys together, the older lad was basically, he had numbers and he could do it, like charm and smile. But we started to work at it and we were trying to do it. But one of the main problems is, if you're going to do anything, you need to be passionate about it.
Mm,
And this is my line of work. These boys could see the big pictures, and there is money could be made here, but they didn't have
well,
the passion. They didn't
yeah.
have that fire in them saying like, let's go after it. Like, but then the main problem, when I say that, I would say was basically our failure. We were so keen to get out there, and I'd say that's probably a major flaw of mine. Older lads didn't want to link our personals to it. They didn't want to do that just yet. I said, no, lads. The more eyes on it, like there's a
Mm,
term, stack the deck. Basically, get as many eyes on you, then like release everything. So I believed in that. The problem was, I didn't get enough posts ready. I probably only had maybe about 10 in advance, but if you're trying to put out a post every day, that's 10 days give.
it's a
Over
week,
time,
yeah.
I just straight down.
Mm,
You had to be so word specific when you're chatting about something like SEN. Like, you don't want to offend anybody. You need to have all your technical terms right. Because, I mean, like, I have a cousin, he's autistic. If I know the parents, if somebody was to use the word wrong, you would offend them so much. So
yeah.
you need to make sure you have all this right. You need to make sure you have all these posts ready. We just didn't have it. Website wasn't built up, didn't understand enough about business, or than
Yeah.
we wanted to do it. And truth be told, just fuzzled out. I mean,
Yeah.
by the end, like, those boys would say it was, I was holding that together. I was turning on the workhorse, but I mean, the actual return on it was nothing. I mean, I was trying to run social media, but I couldn't build the website by myself. I couldn't do it. I mean, you're one person and you don't have that skill.
Yeah, it is quite difficult. And, you know, I'm using that from past experience as well with the Abu Dhabi page, with my media page, and I was doing before, like, number one is content. That's what you need, in this day and age. People want to see
Absolutely.
content. And like, it's one thing I've said to Oren as well since we started. You definitely didn't hear about this, and we're on our third, fourth interview. We're hoping try get 7, 8, maybe 9, 10 people interviewed, and then we're going to start over the summer getting content ready, getting different parts of different interviews, getting those videos ready, and and then push, because you said you run out. If you're posting twice a day, or even once a day, 10 pieces of content is a week and a half, and you kind of run out very fast. And if the eyes are on you, you want to keep
what it takes to make that.
Yeah, exactly. And you want to keep eyes on you. You want to keep the attention on yourself. And if you get it and you don't have the content ready to keep going, then you lose that attention. And it's the worst thing we kind of want, really. We're not expecting to be diary of a CEO here or Gary Vaynerchuk or anything, but we want to do it right and do it proper if we're doing it at all. And was that experience, Odhran, that you carried through to Grammar Guru then? Did you use that experience for yourself and your co-founder?
Absolutely. I mean, it's something we talked about because, as I said, it's not his first go at a business either. But the reason we complement each other so much, I don't know if you've ever read a book, Think and Grow Rich. Don't know if you've ever read it. Would highly recommend.
Okay.
But they basically talk about business mindsets and the two different types of people in business. But one is a builder and one is basically like a dreamer. And the dreamer, I have to say, that is me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I see these big dreams. I know what I want to do, but I want to do it now. But the problem is I overlook so many things along the way because I just see this big picture. And you need that optimism, but you need somebody that's like a boulder then. And I mean, this man Colm he could build me absolutely anything. He's brilliant. I mean, even any idea I've ever said to him, he's just like, right, done. No, he's very good. He works at top companies, but we've both taken both things that we've seen and said, right, how do we do this? And I mean, don't get me wrong, like any partnership, even yourself and Odhran, you're probably going to experience it if you haven't already. There's going to be differences of opinion, absolutely, but it's what way do you deal with it? So that's an important thing. Even working in a big group's hard. If you have a close two, you can make it work a lot better, I'd say.
Yeah, no, it helps a lot, and we kind of had the same outlook, and Odhran came to me a couple of months ago and wanted to kind of do a bit of an Abu Dhabi based kind of podcast. And at the time as well, I was looking into basically outreach for social media marketing. It's intense, it's impossible. You're messaging 70, 80 accounts a day, you're cold emailing, you're getting no responses. Sometimes you get responses, you're going Zoom calls, wasting 20 minutes and it's gone, And I'm fairly decent at social media and I kind of don't want to be any other, every single second person you see is social media marketing guru, aren't they? And I'm not claiming myself to be better than all of them out there. I'm not, but I am good at my work, and I want this kind of podcast to kind of show that, a bit of an exemplar, kind of a portfolio to show that, we're trying to get people recognized. We want to kind of build a community. I actually originally started this page where I was taking some content from TikTok. So I was going through TikTok, finding these small brands who were posting up kind of quick story videos of how they got the business started. I was actually reposting those on TikTok. So I actually created like a skincare niche, a podcast niche. I started a coaches niche. What else did I do? Clothing, all that. And I was just repurposing, and like some of the videos were getting 20, 30, 60, 70,000 views. And it was just, I only did a couple of videos on a few of them, and it kind of died out because then school was kind of getting hectic. And I wish I'd actually continue with that, but I actually used one of those accounts for this, so I actually repurposed it. So hopefully we're going to be able to target our Facebook ads at those people that have already viewed those past videos. But
the rebranding,
a bit of rebranding, yeah. But yeah, like that's the hope, at the end of the day, just to kind of build that community for people and show people out there that I'm not any other second guru online. Well, I have taken it up, but I've done it for the past 2.5, 3 years, and always growing, always getting better.
The one thing that says is, at least you've tried so many things that you're not just somebody that claims to be it. You've actually walked it. You can actually show you've done that. I mean, not many people can. They might share a story or two and say I'm an influencer. Not at all. That's not how it works. At least you can decide it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And, you know, someone might sign up to Canva, do a few bit of graphics, you know, make a reel, put on their Instagram bio that they're social media marketer. And you know, what's actually, I don't know, you've probably seen it yourself, what's popping up a lot is these people selling courses. It's gone so saturated. It's ridiculous. Every person now is selling. Yeah. You've seen that yourself.
Everybody's a Forex trader.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everybody sells Forex these days, and they've got the course. Just give me this money and I will solve all your problems.
When it comes to networking and stuff, you know, you said that you've reached out to MPs, you know, a Minister of Parliament, for anyone that's not familiar with the slang in Ireland, but a Minister of Parliament is basically a local kind of member of Parliament, really. You know, they're in the chambers, they're running for their local community, local towns, local cities. But are they the main people that you've been reaching out to? You know, are there people in the AI industry, any AI professionals that you've reached out to that they've helped you make connections? How have you, what's your network like? How have you improved that?
So we have kind of a few different fronts. I mean, it's kind of one of them ones where we're very fortunate in terms of back home local support. It's class. I mean, you couldn't ask for better. They will happily look after their own, and that's why he reached out to us. We didn't even have to reach out to him. And same with like the newspapers and stuff. I mean, that was great, but just having that one connection now has opened up for me. Basically, he wants to see local businesses connect. I mean, there's not many big things to come from Derry for a long time. So if basically people can showcase the city, put us on the map again, they want that to happen. So I mean,
fantastic.
As soon as we started to talk to him about it, he's like, look, we'll put this up on Sinn Féin's page here. We will share that story. We will message. Tell me anything you need. I have a brass neck. Here's a list of businesses I want to reach out to. What can you do for me? Came back with all the CEOs, all the emails for me sorted, saying once I go back, I've actually got a meeting in the chamber as well, and go on and talk to them, tell them this is what I'm looking to do. How can you support me? But I mean, very lucky that way. But that's just local support. Colm is huge. When I honestly see, a lot of people don't know the name, but they will see in the tech world is that man is honestly a genius. He's working for that neural company, but they actually build the software tools for people from Google, everything like BMW. People has reached out to him. They actually, please help us solve this problem.
Wow.
So like he's going on the podcast. He's been doing talks around the world and stuff. So he's up there showing it. But they always ask him, what are you working on yourself? And the amount of times he's got to talk about us is unreal. I mean, even, I'm sure, you know, setting up any page, you need to test on, you need to do everything with it. Fortunately enough, he knows people that can do all that for us, no problem.
Very good. That's great.
I mean, yeah, it's great. And teaching wise, I mean, how many people do you know? You're an Irish in Abu Dhabi. We look after a room. I mean, even though see your page, I will share all that, I'll do that. But the thing is, we're all connected. We're part of a community. I mean, I know even you reaching out to me you're doing me a favor just as much as I would love to help you boys. I can see you're trying to do something great here, and that's what it's about. Inspire each other, connect up.
That's the thing. You know, like we're not, and like just on top of that, like we're absolutely looking after our own, and you know, we're one of the very few minority, and like I actually had a chat about this with one of the boys from home about this, you know, that it's very, very narrowly it's very narrowly mind thinking at home. And, you know, it's almost some people kind of look, oh, geez, you're trying to do something for yourself. You went to college, you graduated as a teacher, you do that. That's it, you know. Some people kind of frown upon, oh, he's kind of doing something else now. And one of the boys there from home, he's doing app software developing. and he went traveling there in Bali, Thailand, and things like that. And you know, we had a conversation that doing good for yourself is fantastic, and you know, especially out here in Abu Dhabi, the opportunities. If I wasn't here in Abu Dhabi, I don't think I'd be sitting here in front of you now, Oren, to be honest. And you know, it just opens my eyes, open so many ventures, so many doors, just kind of test things. And you know, the first thing you try, for anyone that is listening, is, you know, it's not always going to work out the first time you try it, and you might end up doing 2, 3, 4 different business ideas later, and hopefully one of them will stick. But that's, you know, that's, it's a long road.
Absolutely. I mean, you're so spot on there too. Is, I mean, if I was back home, I remember when I first started with the Helping Hands, is like you had a lot of people. Yeah, they're like, "This is class," you know, fair play to you, fair play to you. I remember my own brother turning around and being like, "What are you doing that for? The fuck's that gonna do?"
Yeah.
It's like, you're supposed to be supporting me, lad. And it's like, once you travel around to these parts, most people you meet out here, I mean, people like yourself, is like, I find that very inspiring because you want to do more, but you have more chance of running on. Ireland can be very close-minded at times, but we're far from stupid. We could do something, but I feel like we come from a background of, oh, look at him, look what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, look at him, fair play.
Fair play to him, yeah.
It's a lot of people are so scared to put themselves out there that if anything, they look down on people that do because they're doing what you were too scared to do. It's like, look, hey, anybody that ever done anything starts off from nothing. I mean, that's same ourselves. Yes, we are very fortunate that we're in Abu Dhabi because it gives us a lot more opportunity. But I mean, even if we were back home, like they reach out and actually do all that stuff as, hey, you could be anybody. How many of the most famous people have you ever heard of were dropouts?
That's the thing, yeah. They were
Literally.
literally a lot of them were, yeah. And like, and I know a lot of people myself give out, they go over there themselves anyway, and they still give out about the country. But the Americans, like, I commend them. You know, they don't care. They don't give an absolute crap about what anyone thinks. They just go and they do it, don't they? They literally do whatever they want. They have
the American dream, boy.
It's American dream, man. Yeah, literally it is. You know, and like, have you heard Gary Vaynerchuk? Would you listen to him much? Gary V.
I can't say I would listen to him too much. I feel like I've seen a few of his clips.
Yeah, he's very good. Would highly recommend the Gary V show on Spotify. He's very good. He literally came from the Soviet Union. Family moved over when he was young, shoveling ice, packing bags of ice, shoveling snow, doing everything. Started a wine cellar with his father, and he's like multi-millionaire now. But just things like that. You know, I haven't even taught my family I'm doing this, to be honest. Like, because I am expecting a bit of a what you doing that for, like, yeah, like, it's just exciting, isn't it? I've just 1 or 2 more questions there for you, Oren.
Absolutely.
Just about
100%, man.
Literally 1 more question, and then a bit of advice. So basically, what's the plan? What is happening in the next couple of months? What have you got in mind? You mentioned stuff about chrome extinction.
Yeah. So basically, part of our next big step we think that could separate us from a lot of other competitors is, you know, what if you're just on say you're working on your Microsoft Word document, your PowerPoint, whatever it is. What if you just start to type and Grammar Guru just appears? Here's your suggestions. Let me fix that for you. I can actually start to write it for you. So we're thinking that's one major big step. That would solve a lot of problems. And even then again, you know, we're saying how this can do writing aids. We're thinking of the ideas, playing around with, well, what if I wrote something I want to write a book on, let's say I don't know, something I'm writing now even. I'm actually currently writing an accountability book myself. Sure, why not? But what if I started to write on what I want to do this on, and this just came back to me, here's all chapters you should write it on, here's things you should talk about, like having it all straight away, one big response written there for you. So I mean, we were thinking that would be one major thing, especially one of our big niches was focusing on writing in specific. So what if you can help those people, or even say even again is if I wanted to do an assignment, how we can link that on. Like a big feature we do have at the moment is notebooks, where if I write on whatever it's on, that not many places do this. You can't normally save responses on AI places, but say I get my thesis statement, my writing prompt, information on, quote with reference, references there, it all saves on the one spot. But so you're also thinking of what if we took that same idea for the book and I just wrote on what my assignment was on and all those prompts already came back. I didn't have to do anything else. So we've been looking into that, or we have PowerPoint slide information, but we're looking on the possibly creating pictures for the PowerPoints by AI, merging two softwares. Yeah. But the only thing about that, it's a very pricey business with pictures of AI. It is.
Yeah.
But that's where we plan on taking the business in terms of the content we want to create. But the next big move is actually reaching out to all these businesses now in summer. Is we want to become an actual recognized name in industries. You have all your Microsoft Words, you have everything, but I want to come on with the approach of here's how we can make your business more effective. Here is where you will have a problem. I can identify it. I can see it. Let's make your business look more modernized, more up to date. And how can we make everything you do more effective, straight to the point? Is I'm basically going to go around. I'm looking everywhere. I mean, going to reach out to schools, Abu Dhabi, back home. I'm going to do this with businesses at home. But we want to try to get those big contracts. Is looking after individual sales. It's great, obviously, because you love to see it. You can see it accumulating, but it accumulates a lot smaller. I've actually started to read a book there called $100 million Offers, but it's actually very, very powerful. It's your man talking about basically, I can't remember the word he uses to describe it, but it's making an offer so good that they can't refuse it. An offer that could basically change your life. It's like, well, you can keep chasing individual sales, but what if you get one major sale off a big company, and instead of looking for that one sale, I could get 50 in all in the one go, 50 accounts. So I've started to change my perspective that way, is I can see the potential in it, and I know it's so hard to balance constantly getting content and stuff out, but you can always run those ads regardless. But you can look at these big companies, and if you can get them one big company on board, they're now an affiliate to you, they start to talk to other companies, could be a big roll-on, knock-on effect.
Just a big,
that's what I'm looking for effect. More than anything.
Yeah, no, it's just a huge, massive domino effect then after that, and just get one or two sales in it. It was like me starting out with the social media marketing. So difficult there at the start to get clients, but once you start kind of gathering up a portfolio, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 clients come in, and then it kind of starts rolling after that. And it's just, Rome wasn't built in a day, as they say, and you just need to trust the process, don't you?
100% you do. And I mean, I'd say one thing I can take from listening to you is I can see that you also now know more what you want than anything. And the big difference is you now know that if your mindset is you're not sure what exactly it is, you're hoping this is the one, but you already know you're walking in the right direction. Separates you from so many people your age, our age, is we know where we want to go, how we're going to get there. We're not 100% sure, but I can tell even what you're doing, the Entrepreneur's Playbook, you can already see, you already know you have your head screwed on, you know what you want. I have no doubts you're going to make it happen.
Yeah, cheers. No, and that's one thing we need to highlight, and that's what we kind of, that's where I kind of got the idea for the logo, with the road map, with the different locations, everything's not really a straight path, is it? You're always going to meet obstacles, so that's kind of where I designed the logo myself.
I like that.
Yeah, thanks.
Mashallah.
Cheers, man. Appreciate that.
I like it.
Thank you. So lastly then, Odhran, for anyone, now this can go out to anyone that is starting their own business themselves, or it could be starting AI, or for someone that's in the process of a company in that niche itself. Any advice? What would you recommend to anyone if you looking back now over the last couple of years? Any advice for any potential or current entrepreneurs?
So more than anything, I would say if you have an idea, like look at your own needs, or if you might be that target person, but if you're not that target person, think about if you were them, what exactly do you need? Find that need and then work. What can I do to make their life easier? If you see something that they need it, how can you provide it? There's already a business there. But the main thing is always look to people and understand you don't have the skill sets for everything. I mean, we're all only human, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you will also find the people that do have those skill sets. Nobody wants to be stuck in what they call the rat race forever. So, what if you can find that person, you can work with each other, and you can start to build it? I mean, yourself and Odhran, me with Colin, we bounce off each other, we see what we want to do, we want to go after it. More than anything is just don't wait around for it. Nobody is going to do anything for you bar you. If you want to make a change in your life, you decide that you want to make it. Nothing's going to be given to you on a plate. I mean, it'd be great if we won the lotto, but you also have to start to do the lotto first. That is the thing.
That's a very
honestly,
fair point.
I'd say more than anything, get out there.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. No, that's fantastic advice. Honestly, it's not going to be put on the plate, is it? You need to put in the graft, and it's like what you go back to what you said earlier. It's about the dreamer and the builder. The dreamer thinks about it. In reality, it would be a fantastic idea, but then you need to build it. You need to do it. It's not going to happen, and that's what makes it all worthwhile, isn't it?
Absolutely, man. I mean, that's the thing is, even if it doesn't take off overnight, what if you get an extra 1,000, 2,000 a year? It's 1,000 or 2,000 you never had. So exactly, what do you have to lose? Like, no, if anything, you're just going to gain experience.
No, that's the thing, and you could always use that for life as well. But Odhran, fantastic chatting to you, man. That was a very nice podcast. Thanks for coming on, and it was great hearing your story.
My pleasure.
Hope people that are listening find it useful and valuable to them. It was great chatting to you, Odhran, and
thank you very much.
Be in contact soon, and best of luck with Grammar Guru. We might have you on again down the line.